friends. Welcome back to Live at the Roxy. A lot going on in the world of television today, and you guys know how I feel about my TV. So we will be talking, of course, about the Emmys, about the Patriots. No, about the Patriots. Patriots are fucking amazing. It was great. My growing love for Lovecraft Country, which is just so fucking weird. It is insane. Ellen DeGeneres today making her public, I want to say apology, but also whatever that opening monologue was about the workplace toxicity and breaking that down. Also, that WandaVision trailer dropping during, I think it was during the Emmys. Although I watched the Emmys, I didn't see it until I looked on Twitter. And also the CDC adding vital information to their website and then removing that information, and all of the speculation on Twitter going on about why, what, who, when, how, etc. As always, thank you guys for joining us on this Monday, 1 p.m. Pacific time here with the rest of the rock stars live at the Roxy. And of course, Brett Hankinson, Miles Cosgrove, Jonathan Mattingly arrest the cops that killed Breonna Taylor. Couple great Emmy references to Breonna Taylor, which we will talk about when we talk about the Emmys today, and so much more. All of your questions, comments, and concerns will be answered by submitting them into the super chat of the Streamlabs, streamlabs.com/Roxy Stryer. Show always makes me look very greasy faced, but also it's because I put on this oil right before I come on. So the lack of makeup that I have been doing is egregious. Just is what it is. Call me Alicia Keys. I'm just not as pretty as Alicia Keys, so I can't get away with it to the same amount. I guess apparently this is going to be a mumble episode, an episode in which I mumble all my thoughts because I don't even want to fucking just do the fucking thing and just all the fucking things. I'm slammed this week, which is good. Got a lot of work. Not a lot of paid work, or at least not to the way it was. This is what all companies are doing these days. Hey, will you come work for us? But will you work for 1/4 of the rate that you used to work? And will you do twice the amount of work? That's like the company line across the entertainment industry right now. If people are not finding that, then I guess I've got some strange gigs. But that is the thing. Ain't no thing but a chicken wang. What? What's happening with Roxy today, guys? If you had to guess, why is this what she's like? I was talking to a friend of mine, one of my best friends from home, on the phone yesterday, and she was laughing very hard because she was like, dude, you're saying things that are so fucking sad, but you're doing it with a smile, so it's just hard to talk and not laugh. And I'm like, I know, everybody always tells me that. I'll say like the most depressing, fucked up things about my life or whatever, but I do it with a smile, so there's that. Going into the Streamlabs, streamlabs.com/Roxy Stryer. Yesterday, right after we ended the show, like a minute after we ended, Glenn Caesar submitted this Streamlabs that said, interesting advice, Roxy. Maybe not a fuck you, but a fuck that. I'm going to /be better without you. And then cut ties with whomever it is, whatever the situation is. No need to keep dealing with people /things that are energy draining or frustrating. Yeah, Glenn, that's the less angry thing. I'm just saying, like, I don't know, getting angry during this time has been helpful for me, but maybe for you, it's more of a, fuck that. Ryan White in the Streamlabs, streamlabs.com/Roxy Stryer says, I was so happy with the Emmy result last night. Watchmen and crew got the recognition they deserved. I thought of you when there was a mini Friends reunion and how much you enjoy Schitt's Creek, but my biggest cheer was when Zendaya won. Great night. Ryan, thank you for your commentary on that. Yeah, a lot of you and I agree on a lot in that breakdown. There is a ton of stuff that took place at the Emmys. I will give you guys my overall thoughts, but first I am curious from you in the chat, whoever's joining us live right now, who watched the Emmys? Who in here watched the Emmys? Send bunnies if you watched the Emmys. Send hearts if you did not. And I don't mean like saw one clip on social media. I mean, who sat down and watched the Emmys last night? I have a feeling not that many of you, and that has nothing to do with you guys and more to do with the state of the world, what award shows means at this point, all of that stuff. Yeah, a lot of hearts. That's a lot of people who did not watch. Matthew, Kate, Matt, Krista. Yeah, none of you guys are watching. So the only people that I can see that watched in here, Danny, Danielle Ramirez, totally. Thanks to my fellow TV fan. Glenn watched. Chris Martinez watched. DK, Brittany. All right, so a couple of you. Leonard, Powell, Christian, half of it. That counts. Okay, so a few of you guys did watch it. So what you don't need from me today is a summary of who won and who lost. If you guys want to know who won and who lost, obviously you've already figured that out. You Googled it. You don't need to watch the Emmys to know. But what we will talk about is kind of like the flow of it and what we're hoping for future things that are like this, award shows, cons, digital events. The thing I've been complaining, so I'm a little torn on something, guys. When I watch football or basketball, they pipe in crowd noises and it makes me uncomfortable that they're like, it's like almost like adding a laugh track. It's fake noise, but we are so used to it as fans watching it that if it was silent, it would be really fucking weird. And that's kind of how the sketches went last night on the Emmys. They didn't pipe in any noise. So the people who they are bringing in to present, who are doing it in the massive theater, the Staples Center, with nobody in the audience, and the jokes are just falling so fucking flat. I mean, it's awkward as hell. Like a lot of the jokes too were racially charged, and it was just like, I don't know what the alternative is, but the way that they opened up, Jimmy Kimmel is giving his opening monologue to what looks like an entirely full theater of people, but we knew that wasn't true because they had already announced nobody was going to be there. So then we show that it's just like in his mind and everybody's laughing at him, whatever. So that's how we opened. The opening monologue was fine. A lot of people were saying how awkward it was. It was. But to me, the presenter's part was way more awkward. I mean, it was just uncomfortable. It's uncomfortable. And I don't know what they could have done better, but yeah, Brittany says the ice joke was woof. Totally. And I feel like off the cuff. I don't know how much of this was off the cuff or how much of it was teleprompted, because some of the things were like, and some of my favorite people, like Laverne Cox, it was uncomfortable. Like it was uncomfortable what she said about when she was just like, stick to the script or whatever. And I was like, is she actually upset? I don't know. Who was it? Anthony Anderson's, that was really strange. There was just strange things going on. Also, for the actual celebrities who were nominated, we know this because of Rami. Rami posted what happens when you don't win. So apparently these people in hazmat suits come to your door with an Emmy. And if you win, they give it to you. And if you lose, they walk away. So we're watching like Rami Youssef's Emmy walk away from him as he loses, which was really uncomfortable and strange. Yeah. The Friends sketch I thought was funny, with Jennifer Aniston and Courtney Cox and Lisa Kudrow. At least I got to see my three ladies. I didn't really understand the Jason Bateman part of it, like them pretending that he was Ross going to college. That was weird. They did like a sketch and Jason Bateman was Ross. I didn't really get that. There was like awkward delays as well when people were getting piped in. Some of the presenters' speeches were okay, but other of them, like a phone ring in the middle of one of them. It's kind of cool to see people's living rooms or where they were watching. So all of that was interesting. I was really happy for Schitt's Creek. The Schitt's Creek thing, that they won 9 Emmys, 7 of which were the major comedy Emmys. I love that show. I think it deserved every single one of them. However, obviously, yes, it is an LGBTQIA-centered show. But in a year where there were so many incredible people of color who were nominated, especially Black people. Them winning, Schitt's Creek winning 9 Emmys was like a lot to jumpstart the night, alongside Succession, which is like the whitest show of all time, one of the greatest shows. I can't deny it. That show is amazing. But then apparently there was an unprecedented amount of wins for Black nominees this year because of Watchmen with Yahya Abdul-Mateen II and Regina King, and from Mrs. America, the woman from Orange is the New Black. What is her name? Udo Adozu. I don't want to fuck it up. I forget what it is, but whatever her name is, she's so fucking good. She's so fucking good. And then I'm trying to think of Ron from Ron Cephas from I'm fucking everybody's name up from This Is Us as well. So that was cool too. And Uzo Aduba. Thank you, Murtaranta. Uzo's really good. Just so fucking talented. So yeah, there was definitely I don't think that anybody won that I was like, that person's not deserving. A weird scandal took place today, scandal or whatever you want to call it, where Zendaya won, and she was the youngest winner to ever win for lead drama actress at the Emmys. She's 24 years old, and people online or publications were calling it an upset because she wasn't expected to win. So people thought that Jennifer Aniston might win for the morning show or whatnot. But upset is just the term, but people were pissed online. A lot of younger people were like, who's upset about this? What's upset? But that's just the term for when somebody wins over somebody else. So I thought that was kind of funny. Like, come on, cancel culture. Are we really going to be upset that they used the word upset? It was an upset. That doesn't mean people were upset. People were stoked. I love Zendaya. I was really happy she won. She was adorable when she won too. And she's incredible in Euphoria. And I didn't even know that she would get nominated because usually roles like that or shows like that kind of get skipped over. So that was really cool. And that's the majority of stuff that I saw at the Emmys that were like worth talking about. In general, it was a little lackluster. Not as much went wrong as I think could have. It was cool to see all the nominees on the wall digitally. I hope that for cons or whatever in the future, they continue to do that. I think that the best production we've still seen so far digitally is DC Fandom, their day one. I thought they did a great job with that presentation. This one, again, a lot of the sketches and in between were awkward. They had to DJ. I maybe would have preferred like a hype person or like a joke. I know that Kimmel's supposed to be that, but I still think Kimmel was the wrong host for this year. Not that he did a bad job, but just like it's 2020. Why? And it felt like he was like, why am I here this year? Yeah, the whole thing was kind of like, huh. How many times can I say that? Any other moments from you guys? Let me know if there were favorite moments that were really weak for you, things that you would like to see happen at other award shows. In the meantime, thank you so much to Katie Robinson, the good witch. She says, you're easily as pretty as Alicia Keys. Oh boy, that cannot be true. But I appreciate that very much so. Joseph, not surprised that Mandalorian didn't get anything. Me neither. It's just not the type of show that typically wins these big Emmy awards. Although I did think it was great, but I don't know which one I would have given it even over anything else because I thought that they picked really good winners this year. What's the name of the other girl? Sorry, I'm fucking everybody's name up from Ozark, who I think is like so Julia, whatever. She's so fucking good. She is so fucking good. I can't remember anybody's name today, but she's incredible. The blonde girl with the curly hair on Ozark. She is amazing, and she definitely deserved that win as well. I was excited to see her get it. Julia Garner, thank you. When she was there with her husband, I was like, wait, but like you're like 15, I feel like. Oh my God, but she's not. Thank you for all letting me know all the names as I go live on broadcast, and I could have just easily pulled it up, but I didn't. Muster through, rocks. Muster through. Yeah. Really cool to see some really badass women win some great awards, and some and Schitt's Creek do really well. Watchmen do really well. Succession do really well. A lot of shutouts too. Not much going on for Mando or Marvelous Mrs. Maisel or some of the ones that we loved going into it. But yeah, very, very good. Can't wait until people can be back in the same room. It's my dream of dreams to win an Emmy one day. And all their acceptance speeches, I was just like, I don't know. I feel like you can tell how much they want it, but like, this is going to be the most selfish comment ever. I don't know how somebody could want this more than I do. Like, I just want to be on a TV show, and I want it to be amazing, and I want to work on that show, and I just want it so bad. That's why I think I loved when Schitt's Creek, all their speeches, like you can just tell that Daniel Levy was like so grateful and just like, holy fuck, I did this. I fucking did this. I want that moment so bad. Especially because it took them seasons and seasons to be recognized like this. Like, think about season 1. I mean, nobody knew who they were season 1. It took till 4 seasons for anybody to even know them. Yeah, Danielle says Jeremy Strong winning was a surprise for you. Yeah, I agree, but I do think he definitely deserved it. He's phenomenal. Really, really good. So those are my Emmys thoughts. You guys continue to let me know yours as we go throughout the show. But also we have another Streamlabs that just came in, streamlabs.com/RoxyStrider. Garrett A.M. Lee said, hey, Rox. So I'm constantly asked what's new. What have you been up to? Are you working? And it sucks to have to answer, no, I'm trying to stay safe so much. Have you been looking for acting work? Would you go to a set? I'm torn on what to do. Great questions. It does suck to hear that. I do think there's ways to be working without leaving your house right now, putting yourself on tape, doing something on YouTube, practicing monologues, taking online classes, any reading biographies and autobiographies of performers or whatever it is, if that's the area that you're in. I have been looking for acting work. I was really bummed because I got a DM from somebody who said that they had this work opportunity for me, and it looked like it was like going to be an acting gig. And then they were like, oh, we want you to interview the stars of this thing, which is like, I know this is what I do, but like, I just want to fucking be acting so fucking bad. Oh, just so fucking bad. But would I go to a set? I have been on sets for hosting stuff a couple of times now. And everybody on set has to be really, really safe, and people have to get tested and temperature checked and all that stuff. But it's just nerve-wracking because even when people are getting tested, sometimes I have a friend who I work with the other day. This is not somebody who I've worked with in a year, but the other day she posted on Instagram. She got tested and it was negative. And then the next week got tested and it was positive. And then 2 days later got tested and it was negative. And it's like the negative positive. I mean, there's just so many false in both areas. So it's just nerve-wracking. You have to know your own limits. And then when I do go to set, then I can't see my grandparents for a while. So I would go to a set. Work is work, and I've got to do what I've got to do, but I would be as safe as possible. There were some people on set who I felt like weren't being as safe. So you got to stay as far away as you can, but still create a good environment on set, because a lot of set is about the environment. So nobody's going to blame you, Garrett, no matter what your boundaries are right now. Just be true to yourself, be as safe as you possibly can. And if you have to work, you have to work. And that's just like what set is right now. So yeah. Also, I didn't even mention that, speaking of TV, there was an episode of Big Brother last night that made me cringe so hard. Send bunnies if you watch Big Brother. If you watched Big Brother last night, anybody in here? Oh my God. This was fucking challenging to watch. I'll probably talk about it towards the end of the show because, God. This season has me fucking bitter and shook. I need to not be bitter about it, but I just am. So anyway, thank you, Garrett, for that question. Moving on, let's talk a little bit about Ellen DeGeneres and her monologue this morning for the Ellen DeGeneres show, as they are back in a new season, and she addressed workplace toxicity, guys. Yeah, so here's essentially what Ellen said. Things were brought to my attention. This is my set. It's my show. My name's all over. I have to take responsibility. I'm sorry. I've been known for one thing, and now people are saying that I'm not that way on air. I mean, off air. I am that way. I am kind. I do be kind to people, but I'm also real. I get frustrated and angry and impatient, and I'm working on those things. And this season's going to be the best season yet, and I'm happy to be back on set, and let's start the show. That's essentially what she said. How do I feel about it? How do I feel about what happened? I feel like she knew more than she's letting on, which is smart for her not to let on, because if she came out and was like, yeah, I knew about all the toxicity, then people would be pissed. So she's taking responsibility for not knowing, but she's not taking responsibility that she did know. She's apologizing. And then she's saying, that she has different personality traits, which I think is definitely downplaying it from what we've heard from people that have been on set with her. Like a lot of people were throwing out the word monster. Like she's like a fucking monster. A lot of the people who worked with her, a lot of people said that she was mean and abrasive and knew what was going on and all of that stuff. So for her to kind of be like, I have different moods and I'm not always the be kind girl, I felt like that was definitely downplaying it. But I don't know what we were expecting her to say. I don't think she was going to address it super candidly. Candidly would be like, listen, I knew a lot about a lot. I didn't want to lose my fucking show. I love it here. And as somebody who lost a show in the past, when I came out as queer, I know how challenging this industry can be. I've made massive mistakes. I want to be the best person I can be. I have certainly fucked up. Have I screamed at people and snapped at people? Yes. Have I been rude and taken people for granted? Yes. Am I going to do better? I promise. If I don't, can you hold me accountable? Absolutely. Anything along those lines. But we weren't going to get that. And the people in our audience, which was a digital audience, were all like clapping and laughing for her, and probably a very comfortable environment for her, in which she just kind of said the bare minimum because she can't not address it at all. And is going to move forward. I'm going to have a really hard time watching her at this point because it's just shitty what's come out about her. But, she has done a lot of good for a lot of people, and that's true. And she said that as well, and that is true. And she's going to continue to do a lot of good for a lot of people who need her help. So it's not that I don't want her to be able to help people. I am kind of surprised that she kept her show. It is a cash cow for them, so not that surprised because that's how businesses are run. And yeah, what did you guys think? Who watched her opening monologue? By the way, that's the only part of the episode I watched. It was 4.5 minutes, and I found a clip on Twitter, so that's why I watched it. Let me know what you guys think. Are you going to be watching Ellen? Do you forgive Ellen? Do you believe Ellen? Do you think she's legitimately sorry? Do you think that this is going to be the last that we hear of this situation? Do you think this will be the best season yet? Are you hoping that she mostly brings on celebrities or first responders or kids? Or what are you guys hoping? Would love to hear. Rob Case says, didn't she promote Twitch to co-producer? Yeah, that came out weeks ago. He was there as well, obviously. They cut to him a lot, I noticed. So, yes, there was that. Cinema says, I can't and I won't with her. Yeah. Katie says, I was surprised she took as much responsibility as she did. Yeah, me too, kind of. Me too. It was a little surprising that she was, but I still wanted more. I still wanted more, which I think I'm allowed to want. Because I like when people are as candid as fucking possible, I like when people are like, here's what happened. Here's the truth. Here's the full truth and nothing but the truth. And I don't think we got that from her totally. I don't think that was the extent of it all. So anyway, all right. As a side note, just had to block somebody from the chat. So, don't be a fucking dick. Because unlike Ellen, this is my work environment and I will protect it at all fucking costs. So if you're a dick, you don't get to be here anymore because everybody needs to treat people with love and kindness here or you're not allowed. And that's the truth. And not just love and kindness to celebrities and not just love and kindness to my guests, love and kindness to all. And that has been my TED Talk. Amen. All right. Let's go back into the Streamlabs, streamlabs.com/Roxy Striar, see if anything's going on in there. One from Sugar Gum in here. Thank you, Sugar Gum, who said, much like a lot of celebs knew about Weinstein, I think Ellen knew about what was going on with her employees. So I don't believe she didn't know. I also think celebs are allowed to have bad days, weeks, but you are shown to be mean over decades, not buying it. Sugar Gum, yeah, it's a really good point because actually both of these things are really good points. Yes, you are right that celebs are able to have bad days, weeks, totally, bad periods of their life. And that's why whenever I've met a celebrity once and they've been an asshole to me, I try to give them the benefit of the doubt because maybe they're just having a really shitty day. But if I meet a celebrity a few times and they're an ass all of the time, it's like, okay, so maybe you're just an ass. What we're hearing from Ellen was this was not like 1 6-month period of her life in which she was going through something fucking horrific and she was like that. We're hearing is over decades and decades she's not treated people well. So that's a tough pill to swallow. Does it mean she can't change? No, she can change. People can change. I know people can change because I have. But does it mean she will change? And will she really change because she wants to in her soul? Or will she change because she doesn't want to lose her job and position and status in society? That will remain to be seen. Also, I think this is different than the Epstein situation because this was her place of work. She was, it starts at the head of the snake. And with Epstein, yes, a lot of celebrities knew, but he wasn't, that wasn't their responsibility in the same way this was for her work environment. So that's what I think about that. Let me know what you guys think. A lot of big topics going on today between the Emmys and this Ellen announcement. Just a lot of big stuff. So please let me know. Super Chat, Streamlabs, all of that stuff. Really appreciate it. Looking at you guys in the chat right now. Jake Yakavetta, our amazing mod, says he's kind of in and out today. Why, Jake? You don't love us anymore? It's fine. It's fine. Party J says, people just love her for the free stuff, so they will stick up for her. Maybe. I got a lot of free stuff from her, and I'm not sticking up for her, really. Sorry, Weinstein, not Epstein. Did I say Epstein? Did I say Jeffrey Epstein? I meant Weinstein if I said Epstein. Yikes. Although, fuck Epstein. Did I really say Epstein? No way. Wow. She's losing her shit, y'all. She's losing her shit. Okay, moving forward, let's go from talking about the Emmys and Ellen to talking more TV with WandaVision. Two of the people in the space that I saw talking about WandaVision. Wow, I said that weird. WandaVision. I did say Epstein. Wow, that's crazy. John Roca put out a tweet about like how blown away by this trailer he was. It was everything. And then Christian responded and was like, I didn't really feel that way. I think I'm somewhere in between the two of them. I am excited for this show for several reasons. Number one, because the MCU has really proved to us that we can trust them. And, when a franchise has proved that you can trust them, you get excited about their properties that are coming out. So in general, I'm excited for all of their shows. More so than that, Scarlet Witch is my favorite Avenger. And I think that as one of the most powerful Avengers, my favorite, Elizabeth Olsen being one of the best actresses or actors, period, in the MCU. This is just very, very exciting for that reason. But I've always been nervous about this show because the second they announced that it's this like strange Mary Tyler Moore fake sitcom, crazy woman's world situation, I was like, I don't know. I don't know that this is going to be okay. This trailer then came out and I'm still feeling very torn. There was cool things about the trailer. There was a lot to unpack, a lot to break down. We saw a ton with the Halloween costumes and what's going to be happening with her and Vision and where are they, when are they, how are they, all of that, dead, alive. So I just don't know. I don't know what to make of this. I don't know. And I feel like this didn't make me feel strongly one way or another. Like, did I feel more into it now, less into it now? I kind of had more, I was a little more, even more confused about how I'm feeling. So, yeah, it had strange vibes. I definitely don't want to see a show about a woman going crazy and this, like, her being crazy and it's all in her head. And I get that there's merit to that in this situation, but really interesting. And they definitely got me. They've got me. I'm watching it. No way in hell would I not be watching it. I like Catherine Hahn. I like Kat Dennings. I love Elizabeth Olsen, as I say, Paul Bettany, Randall Park, 6-stack cast. So I'm in. I just don't know what I'm in for at this point. Cinema Garia says in the Streamlabs, streamlabs.com/RoxyStryer, I'm going to type a few things in the chat about my experience as a Warner Brothers intern and hearing about Ellen for years, laugh my ass off. Oh, I'm excited about that, Cinema. I'll read those. Jake Yacovetta in the Streamlabs, streamlabs.com/RoxyStryer says, yeah, just a little swamped with work today, trying to pay attention as much as I can. I'm kind of with Christian on the WandaVision trailer because I'm not familiar with the story. I've seen explanations that make it make more sense, but I still don't know. Yeah. And then the tie-ins to Doctor Strange and stuff. And you guys know I'm not a big Doctor Strange fan. So lots up in the air for me on this one. I'm trying to see if okay. So Cinemagoria, let's see. As an intern on the Warner Brothers lot, I heard a lot of stories about Ellen, but never looked into it because I wanted to be an intern on any of her multiple shows. I wrote a letter and gave her a custom Funko Pop toy. Well, that's cute, Cinema. Was there more on that? That's all I see from you. Oh, okay. Took the letter to Ellen's office and the vibe was instantly off. And the girl on the front desk was so nice. She almost had tears in her eyes. She was so happy to see someone from another office. Wow. That's kind of wild. That is kind of wild to hear. Hope you guys are doing okay at the end of this month. Shit is crazy. Still in a fucking huge fight with my landlords too, guys. Just looked at the date as I was saying that. September 21, first day of fall. It's just going to get colder. And we're just going to still be here and still be fucking trying. Jake reminding everybody 145 watching, only 72 thumbs up. Hit that thumbs up. Thank you, Jake. Really appreciate that and appreciate everybody for being here and all the support you guys give me in the chat, the super chat, the Streamlabs, the likes, the subscribes, all the things. Shit times as we get into this next phase of shit. Speaking of this next phase of shit, shall we talk a little bit about the CDC? Should we talk a little bit about the CDC? This was weird. I know I just said that WandaVision, I don't know what to make of it. This CDC story, I don't really know what to make of it. And by that, I don't know whether it's because I'm showing my ignorance here or whether because another foot has not dropped on this story yet and we're just waiting for it to. Did you guys see all these tweets today about the CDC? So apparently the CDC said guidance on airborne virus transmission was a draft published in error. So on Monday, the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention said that it erroneously posted guidance on how COVID-19 spreads through airborne particles that can remain suspended in the air and travel beyond 6 feet. So they posted it And they unposted it. So the parts about it were that they posted that it was airborne and it could travel beyond 6 feet, especially in a non-circulated room that was enclosed. And then they took that down off their site. So there's a lot of conspiracy theories that are going on about why they put this up and why they took this back down and who's working over there and whatnot. Let's read some tweets about this from Colleen Shelby. She says CDC posted new guidance saying COVID-19 spreads most commonly by air through droplets / tiny respiratory particles that can remain suspended and inhaled beyond 6 feet without direct contact. Now it's saying that guidance was posted in error. Yeah. Then they drafted a new update, says Scott. Let's see. There was a lot of opinion pieces too. Juliet Kamen says CDC now says the guidance does not reflect our current state of knowledge. That is not, we were 90% done, but needed to tinker. That's we're pulling this thing. Most experts have for months, including Fauci last week, been saying aerosol transmission is happening because people, so that was in response to Joseph Allen, who said, I agree that it would be great to believe this is an honest mistake, but I have my antenna up on this one. CDC is now saying the guidelines were removed late this morning because that does not reflect our current state of knowledge. But other people are thinking that like somebody was involved. Trump was involved. Republicans didn't want this out there. So challenging. It's so challenging when we're living in a time where you and me, anybody watching the show right now, I truly believe, or me, what we want is for the most amount of people to live as possible. We want all the information so we can make educated decisions about our choices in our days. And we want everybody else to have these choices as well based on science. But somehow, I have a friend who back in the day told me carpets are political. What that means is that everything is political. Like who do you guys feel like stands up for carpets versus hardwood? Democrats. Why? Who the fuck knows? But like everything is political. So this has become highly politicized. And apparently, if you have a scientific finding, that helps one politician over another. COVID being airborne, if it is true that Trump doesn't want that information out there, it's because he does not believe that helps his cause for running for re-election. And that's just like insane that we're living in a time where it's more important who gets elected than science or than saving lives. That's so challenging for me to fathom, to grasp. I don't know if you guys feel the same way, but for me, when I think about that, I feel ill because you would like to think at the end of the day, your Democrat friends, your Republican friends, all of your friends, all the people you know care more about how do we save lives than what is the name of the president. But it's just not how it works. So I guess we'll have news on this. People are calling for everybody to look into this, like who posted it and then who took it down, why that is that way. Was it a political event? The CDC shouldn't have anything to do with Democrats or Republicans. That was the craziest part about Fauci being the advisor, is that Fauci shouldn't have had anything there should have been no disdain between Fauci and Trump, because Fauci is not there to be a Democrat. Fauci's there to save lives via science as a doctor, which is so scary that is not being recognized or acknowledged. Ugh. And then we're just seeing more and more people ignore wearing masks on both sides of the aisle, and anti-vaxxers. And it's like, I can't believe that I'm living in this country in which people are refusing to wear masks, in which the CDC is taking down information that seemingly is scientifically true. And we're about to go in the winter months. And the only thing that's really, I feel like, saved our asses at all is being able to be outdoors, because we know that this is less likely to spread if you're outside. And what happens when it's cold? People go inside, which means that you're not really able to see anybody anymore. But what are we going to do in this country? I say this country, it's a problem everywhere, but not this country's handled it so poorly. Are people going to not have people over? Or are people going to have tons of people over and just say, fuck it? And it feels like that's what's going to happen here. So at this point, we still don't even have all the accurate information about how this virus spreads because it's become politicized. And I know I'm preaching to the choir, but it's just frustrating and upsetting and confusing with conflicting results. And it's like, no, this virus has not been here forever, but it's been here long enough for us to know how it's transmitted. Why is there such discrepancy in that? And if there is such discrepancy in that, how long is it really going to be before we have a fucking vaccine? I don't know if you guys are with me. I hope I didn't just depress anybody, but those are the things that run through my mind. Going into the Streamlabs, streamlabs.com/Roxy Stryer. Gingerbread said, are you willing to give a quick spoiler review on Lovecraft Country? Jamie Chung was incredible in the last episode. I remember seeing her on Real World in 2004. Although that girl is 37 and kept grinding. You got this, Rox. Can't wait to hear your Emmy speech. It's like the nicest thing anyone ever said to me. I can't give a spoiler review on Lovecraft Country because I'm not caught up yet. I just finished episode 4. So I believe there's 6 episodes now. So I will get there. And then maybe I will give a spoiler review. Everybody else work on catching up. Jamie Chung is great. I saw her in a previous episode as well. She's really, really fucking good. I've seen her in a ton of things. I believe she was also on Once Upon a Time. And yeah, I know things like that totally give me hope and also make me want to go on the Real World. Do you guys know, true story, I auditioned for the Real World when I was 18 and I got called back. And my callback was at a Hooters in Bakersfield. My grandparents drove me to it because it was like 2 hours away and I didn't have a car. And yeah, that happened. And it was like crazy. And they ended up not going with anybody that was under 21 anymore. So I didn't get on. I don't know if that's the reason I didn't get on, but that's what happened. Wait, who's saying that I have a lazy eye? Do I? Oh, I just noticed that you get a lazy eye just like me when you get high, Roxy. I'm not high, Abernathy. So if I do have a lazy eye, it's not because I got high. It's because I just have a lazy eye, which I don't think I have. But if I do, I do. If I do, I do. Yeah. So anyway, maybe that could have been me on the Real World. I could have been Jamie Chung, but I wasn't. Yeah, she's very good. She was very good. In the Streamlabs, streamlabs.com/Roxy Stryer. Glenn Caesar says, hello, Roxy. Love ya. As always, thanks for giving us a show today. Thanks for giving us a show today. I hope you and the Rockstars band are well. Bunnies to you all. I'm looking forward to WandaVision and Doctor Strange too. But I love the magic and mysticism type stuff. So yeah, hope this helps, RJ. Glenn, it definitely does. Like I said, I'm sure it's because you guys are having a hard time, but I am like down now in the last week too. I'm down like to like 25% of what I was making previously. So not one to beg, and I know you guys are struggling too. But yeah, it's just not been a great month financially, probably for a lot of people. So Glenn, thank you. Really appreciate it. Okay, now you guys are talking about my lazy eye. Let's see what you guys say. Abernathy says, don't think about it. Oh, my bad. That's funny. Glenn said that he doesn't think I have a lazy eye. Appreciate it. Maybe I do. You never know. Sometimes I just get really tired. He says, I don't even know if that's the right term as lazy eye when one eye closes more than the other. I don't know. Which of my eyes closes more than the other? Is one closed more than the other right now? Maybe it's because I just am looking up and reading and it's at kind of a weird angle too. My whole face looks kind of lopsided right now as is. Kind of strange. Pink Sweet says she has no lazy eye. Thanks. Rob K doesn't see a lazy eye. Thanks, friend. I don't get mad when you guys point things out. It's fine. If I do have one, then I do. If I do, then I do. Saying fuck you helps a lot, especially yesterday at the game. Yeah. So the Patriots played yesterday, guys. It was one hell of a game. And I was going back and forth during the Emmys like a mad person with the dual screens. And it was like muting one, unmuting one, muting one, and a lot of times I take the commercials at the same time. We played the Seahawks. It would have been really nice to win. I definitely could have used a victory over Seattle for a lot of reasons, but we weren't able to pull it off in the very end. It looked like we might be able to. We went with a very basic play that has worked for us many times in the past. That did not work for us here. A lot of people thought that was a stupid play call. In hindsight, obviously it didn't work, so it's easy to say that. But here's what I saw. I saw Cam Newton play like a fucking stud. I also, in case you guys don't know, James White, who is like one of my favorite players, he was not playing yesterday because his parents were in a fatal car accident in which his dad died and his mom is in critical condition. And it would have been really nice if they could have pulled it out for him. And a lot of people, Tom Brady, even Russell Wilson, who's the quarterback of the Seahawks, were tweeting about him before he decided not to play in the game because he found out just before the game. And Robert Kraft, the owner of the Patriots, offered to fly him back to Miami to see his family. But he said he wanted to wait so that he could fly with his team. Because just like imagine being by yourself for that and just fucking awful. So I really felt horrible for him. And any member of the DPC, I feel fucking horrible for, but that is a terrible way to go. I hope that his mom's able to pull through. Again, I don't know if there's an update on that one right now, but the game was tough and that fucking sucked. But the Patriots looked awesome. We were not favored. The Seahawks were favored here. They're a sick ass team. They were highly injured. We were missing White. And the game was really a fun game to watch. So for game 2, not too bad. Cam Newton's a beast and Edelman is fucking a tank and my husband. And him and Marcus Smart both share. We're in a throuple. Okay. Anyway, so energy and prayers for White's mom in here. Spidey Sensei 72 says, with dimples like that, I wouldn't give a damn if both your eyes were lazy. Can you have 2 lazy eyes at once? I don't even know. Yeah. All right. Also, before we get out of here, just going back into the Streamlabs, no, I just lied to you guys. I'm not going back in the Streamlabs. Just kidding. Just getting out of here. I got a notification on my phone, but I think it was for something else then. Okay. Roxy has so many husbands. Oh yes, all of the husbands. Just have so many of them. Just clearly rolling in the husbands. It's been a really good time for Roxy and men. So good. Love you guys lots. I'll see you tomorrow live at the Roxy 1 p.m. Don't forget this Wednesday for Whirl Girls, we're giving Celebrity Impressions a whirl. We're going to be really, really fucking bad at it. So we're very excited about it. And you can wish us luck. Jake, do not Photoshop me with 2 lazy eyes. Jesus. Photoshop me something cool. I need to look like a badass. Yeah, next week, Billy Business coming on. Let me know in the comments who else you guys want on. I can definitely ask people for this week. It's been a minute, so I was glad that Denny came on as well before. Yeah, just chugging along, talking about all the fucked up things that are happening in the world live at the Roxy. So we'll be back. I know my brother's starting his channel too, so he'll be coming on to promote that. He's already been doing channel, but now he's like setting up a studio and doing this whole full-blown thing. So that will be exciting too, especially for your sports and nerd fans, which is a lot of you guys. A lot of nerds in here. Nerd. Okay, I better get out of here before I do something fucking really weird. All right, bye, friends. Leave a comment. Leave a thumbs up. Streamlabs, if you're watching this later, I'll read it on tomorrow's show. Love you lots. Make your bed, Jake. You guys know the deal.